Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gamers Delight 4541. I thought I would bring up a few things. One of the major issues is a lot of people are having problems getting their Train Sim World 3 to launch and then it crashing. Well, by what we understand, and we've checked this out over in the Steam forums, what you need to do is go over to your documents because apparently their servers are either down or there's some kind of bug in it. What I'm understanding, their servers are down. This past Friday, I went to go in and play to record some of the Train Sim World scenarios, and my game, when I exited and went back and sat down to play it, the game just hung trying to go into the start menu. So here what I have on my screen here, you go into your documents and my games and go into Train Sim World 3, saved, and go to save games, and you'll have a save in here called Dovetail Save. It's gone because I've already deleted it. You can just right click on that file. Don't delete any of the other files you have in here, but it'll say Dovetail Save. Right click on it and delete it until they either bring their servers back up or the bug is fixed. All this will do is prevent you from it asking you to log in, and it will prevent you from crashing. You will still have access to everything. You will not lose any saves. You won't lose anything. Your mastery sessions, everything will still be there. So I wanted to make sure I told everybody about that first. Secondly, I will continue to upload all the scenarios up to my YouTube channel, and this will take some time. There's a little over, I think there's about 330 scenarios. I've done 142, and I've had 6 fail to where I could not complete them. Now, I'm not the best train sim driver in the world, and I'm sure every single one of you probably drive 10 times better than I do. But if I make a mistake 40 minutes into a session, I can't just keep starting over because that would take that much longer for me to get them uploaded to you. So, if I was just picking one out and I made a big mistake, I would just start over generally. Now, the 6 or 7 that failed, I will go in and redo those at some point, probably towards the end. Right here on the main page here, I set this up for all Train Sim World players or watchers, and I set it up as a playlist. So you can go in and choose whichever route that you're interested in watching or looking at. This is also a chance to find out if you think it's worth the money to purchase it. Now, if any of you want to donate, I have purchased almost all of these routes over the past couple years, and in the past few weeks, I went ahead and purchased 3 of them at the regular price because I wanted to be able to upload and get them up there so you could see what they are. Now, I know the newest route was the Steam route, and there's one scenario in there that was 2.5 hours long, and as soon as I jumped into it, about 30 minutes into it, I went to get back in the train, and the train just flew across the screen. So, I'm going to try that one again too. Another thing I'd like to go ahead and show you is I will do live streams again after I get about 100 subs. I put that in every single one of my descriptions in every single one of my videos. I will also show you, let's see here. I use audio mods for a lot of the different trains that are in there. So if you are playing Train Sim World and the sound doesn't match up to what you're playing versus mine, that's because I'm using this Train Sim World website and using the Train Sim World sound mods. I will leave a link in the description below for you to see that, and if you want to do it yourself. But all you have to do is download the file. Let's just say I've already installed this, but I'm going to install this sound for the Class 395. So I'm going to click on the 395. It's going to go, I'm just going to put them in my documents. for now. Then I'm going to go into my DLC. Now to get to your DLC, you'll want to go to C, your program files, wherever you have your Steam folder located for your Train Sim World 3. Typically it's in your local drive C, program files x86, Steam apps, common, Train Sim World 3, Windows No Editor, TS prototype, content, and DLC. And then all you have to do is take your file and drop it in here. It'll just probably override it. See, it just overrides mine and replace it. And now you have your sound installed. We can click on this here so you can see what it sounds like if you want to. They do a really good job of updating these sounds, which I don't understand why. Train Sim World 3, when it comes to trains, the graphics and the sound should be number one. And when the sound don't look good, it ruins the experience. Or when the sound doesn't sound good, it ruins the experience. So I don't understand why Dovetail, or the one they sold it to, isn't doing a better job of making these sounds better. And I also know from experience that they're not going through and testing a lot of these scenarios out before they're even releasing them. I've gone through, I'm going to open my Train Sim World up. I don't know why they're not, it doesn't seem like they're even going through and checking to see how long the actual scenario is. Now I've gone into somewhere it said it's 20 minutes and I'm there for an hour. Even as bad as I can play this game, sometimes an hour is a bit too long when it's posted for 20 minutes. And then I've had some where they posted to say it's 50 minutes and it's only been like 30 minutes. Now I could understand if they're 5 minutes or 10 minutes off either way, but when it's 30, 40 minutes off, that tells me they're not checking it or to see how long the route scenario actually will be. So on top of the uploading all the scenarios that I have left, I also plan on doing some of the Train Sim Classic. If you're interested in that, I need people to leave comments, please, in the description so you can tell me if you're interested in seeing some of the Train Sim World Classic videos. Because after I finish up the regular scenarios and finish uploading them, I was going to move on to the scenarios. Or sorry, I was going to move on to the services. So I'm going to show you here what I actually have completed as far as routes. There is only 3 routes that I haven't purchased yet, and most of one is one of the Steam add-ons. One of them is the US is a US route. I can't remember what it's called. Crane something. I can't remember what it's called. I don't have, but it's like $100 worth of add-ons that I haven't bought. Everything else has been installed on there. Now you can see up here in the top right hand corner, it says disconnected from Dovetail. That's what happens when you delete that file, but you seen just now that the game will load with no problems whatsoever. And your mastery, you won't have access to the livery or the club to be able to download or upload, which I had planned on downloading some of those in the future, so hopefully they should have it fixed within the next couple days. You know, since they were bought out, that might be the problem. But we'll see what I have here left. I haven't done any of the West Cornwall yet. The Peak Valley, I've done all those. The one that's all mixed up is the one that is messed up. So that is the one where the train flew off the track, and I will need to redo it. I'm not sure how to pronounce that route, but I still have a few there. I think I still have about 120 left to do. I still have a couple there. I still have some there. And that route is, I can't pronounce those, but Nostrake, Brahman, Oldenburg, and then Nittelbahn. I've only done one of these. Now, I had problems with the second scenario. I got to the end of it, and then it wouldn't finish for some reason. But I'm not going to consider that as a failure. I'm going to go back through and check it. For some reason, I couldn't get I haven't done it. It's been about 2 weeks now since I did the first one, and was going to do the second one, and it wasn't messed up, but I couldn't get the train to back up. So I don't know if there's a bug in that one, in that scenario, or what the issue is. Let's see here. I have a couple left inside that route. Nuremberg, Dresden, Edinburgh to Glasgow. I've done all of them, except here's another one that failed. Snow drifting on the rails. I posted the ones that failed, and you can look at them. I can't remember what was wrong with this one, but I won't just let it fail if it's a red light or something. I mean, there has to be something really wrong with the route or the scenario for me not to go back and retry it right away. Midland, I've done all those. Of course, not the scenarios, but the services will be much quicker because they're not quite as long. But I will create a playlist for each route with the services. I have this one all done, and that's Birmingham Cross City. I really like that route. Or was that Midland I was just in? Yeah, Midland, everyone had a lot of complaints about it, but I really enjoyed Midland. Birmingham Cross City, I really enjoyed that one. And the Peak Forest Railway, I really enjoyed that route. All the latest ones, I don't know what all the issues are. I mean, except for the ones I had problems finishing or wouldn't finish, I really enjoyed them. The Northeast Corridor, I completed all those with no problem. I really enjoyed that. I don't know why people are saying it's such a big mess. And I did complete all those. I did get a blue one. If you guys get anything other than a gold, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're too slow, I mean, it's a personal thing if you really want to get the gold medal. And if you do, you can just go back and redo it and just get your better time. And I believe it will turn back into the gold. The Rossellini, I've only done one of those. I do know this southbound had a red light that would not change. So I will give that one another try as well. And you see, these are really long. 50 minutes is a good amount of time when you're trying to do at least 3 to 5 a day. You know, that's close to 3 to 5 hours. Boston, there's still 4 left here. Cahoon Pass, that's that one I had a lot of troubles with. That Manifest Madness going down the mountain. For some reason, I could not get the brake steady, and once you get the train over about 35 miles an hour, it's almost impossible going down a 2.5% grade to stop or to even slow down. And you can see where I used the emergency brakes 3 different times trying to slow that train down. But I'm not ashamed that I had to use the emergency brake, because it was better to have emergency brake than to go up to 100 miles an hour or more. So you can see I have a lot of that one left. I only did a couple of the let's see, what was it called? Cathcart Circle Line. Clinchfield, I think I only did a couple there. East Coast, I've done all them but one. That was a failure right there, the one that was Double Trouble. I think it was a red light that was stuck, is why I couldn't finish that one. Because it's only 35 minutes, I'll probably do that one here in the next few days and check it again. Let's see, Great Western Express. I did terrible. That's the worst I've done on any of them. I didn't even get a, I guess if you want to call that a bronze star or bronze medal. The Harlem line. I still have 3 to do on it. Only one there. And I don't understand why they put all these ones with all the red that say it's really, really hard. Really, these ones with like the 2 green should be 1 green. These ones with the 4 yellow should be like 2 yellow. And the ones that are supposed to be really red should only be a couple red, because none of them I've come across, unless the scenario actually fails, are really all that difficult, as long as you pay attention to what you're doing. Still have a couple left there. Yeah, I was doing a scenario earlier. I think it was this route. I can't remember which one it was. I know it's one of the reasons I didn't upload it, because I had to get out of the train. The doors wouldn't open, and I had to manually open each one of the doors for the thing to open the left-hand thing to say that the doors needed to be open. For some reason, I couldn't get it to do that, but Horseshoe Curve. I've only done one of these. I don't think I've done any of those yet. I've done all the... I really like the London commuter route as well, even though it's older. Now this I did not like at all. The London Underground Bakerloo line. I did that first one. I'm sure it's very popular to the ones in the UK. I think it's where the route is. But I didn't care for that route specifically, but I'm sure people do, but I will get it done. Long Island. For the most part, I like pretty much all the routes. I don't really have an issue with any of the routes. I've enjoyed something about every single one of them. I don't like doing a bunch of the yard work. I like being able to drive. I mean, if it's sitting there having to pull up a map and move cars all over the place, you'll see that most of my scenarios I've uploaded don't have a ton of that on there, because I don't like those. So, but they will still end up, I will get them done. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that one. I didn't write these down, but Oakville, I didn't start that one at all. I think that's a lot of switching around. After we're able to log in again, if somebody wants to make a scenario and email me the link to it, I'll play that and upload it on the live stream, or I will do it and post it on here. Like I just said earlier, once I hit 100 subs, I'm going to go back and start doing live streams again. Let's see, Sand Patch. I've only done one of those. But as you can see, a lot of these are really long. I mean, they're an hour pretty much. An hour, 2, 2, 2, 2. Most of them are at least an hour long. Those are the ones going to take me a little bit more time to get done. I have a lot of those done. I did one of these, one or two of, yeah, I did one yesterday. These are time consuming as well. Some people don't like the US trains because they travel so slow, and that's probably why they take so long to finish. Southern High Speed, I really like this route too. It has a lot of scenarios. I wish they would add more to the other routes, even if they were just scenario packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like there. This has a lot of them. The Spirit of Steam. Now, I never even bought any of the Steam routes. I did buy it with the Deluxe this past year when Train Sim World 3 was released, but I never actually played one of the scenarios. I really enjoy the UK Steam trains. I actually had a lot of fun with them. Something I really didn't think I would enjoy much. But still got a couple left in there. Still have all those to do. Your 101 or the 101 is probably one that's my least favorite too. The Class 37 I really like, but the 101 where you have to constantly shift it to go through the gears, that's a pain in the rear loco. And I think, yeah, this is the one I did today that I did not upload. This one here is a really big pain to shift into the gears. You gotta move the throttle forward just to go up a few notches, and you gotta pull it back to go up a few notches, and you do that back and forth all the way till you get to 100%. This is the one that I had problems. I had to keep getting out of the train, unlocking the doors manually just for the for it to finish at each stop. So I had got close to the end, and then I had stopped recording because I thought I wasn't going to be able to get the doors open from inside the cabs. So I went ahead and just stopped it and deleted it. But I was able to finish it, doing it manually, but it took twice as long. So I have that one wrote down to go back and redo. And then we got the training center and West Somerset Railway. Now, a couple other things I wanted to address. You'll notice in all the scenarios there's some type of lag or spikes. But I've gone through and looked at other people's YouTube channels. It looks like it's just a fact of life when it comes to having stutters or a freeze every now and then. I think probably 90% of the time I don't really have a big issue with that, but when it freezes or spikes, it freezes and it spikes. This is the route that I was doing earlier. This had the worst lag on it than I've ever experienced in a route. I don't know if this was an old route or if it was one of the newer ones, but it's probably the worst route that I've been on so far with the lag issue. And I'd just like to point out that I have my settings all maxed out. Everything's, you can't turn it up any higher. But I am using a 4070 Ti and DDR5 6000. And I'm using a couple 1TB M.2s. And I'm not quite out of space yet, but it's running quick, especially when you start adding more and more routes. But it looks like it's going to be a while before another route's released. But what I understand that they'll be working on trying to fix some of the issues in some of these routes, and that they won't be releasing another route till July. If that's true, then I will just continue to work on the scenarios. If it's not, as each one comes out, if I can afford it, I will pick it up. If not, maybe donations can help me out just a little bit. I mean, I'm not asking people to put $20 or $30 in or anything like that, but if people want to throw in even $5, then, that can go on just, 3 or 4 people do that. That will pay for another route. The rest of them that are left are only like the $30 one, $15 one. If not, I will still end up picking it up myself anyway. But as each new route comes out, I will still upload it, and then everybody will have a place to come to look at least the route. I mean, I wouldn't worry about my driving, but you'll be able to see how the route performs basically, and what the scenery looks like and whatnot. As far as the state of this channel goes, as of right now, I still will just be doing the trains videos. I'm waiting on P3D version 6 to release, and I'm waiting on some planes to be released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Outside of what I do, besides Train Sim World or Train Simulator things, I will still be doing Train Sim. So if I'm doing some Flight Sim, if I do a live stream with Flight Sim, or upload a video with Flight Sim, you can rest assured that in the same day or the next day, you're still going to be seeing a Train Sim World video. I will be uploading all these until all the scenarios and services are finished. And then as each new route comes out, I will do all the scenarios for that route, and then I will complete the service for each one of those routes. So just make sure you please look at the playlist, because I will try to do the the services for each route all in one catch. But you'll be able to look at the playlist, and you'll be able to choose your route that you like particularly or want to check, and you can go through all the services when I get those done. That's going to take a few months to get those done. As of right now, you'll be able to go on there and under the playlist and see all the routes that I've done, a lot of them. So you'll be able to check that out. So if you want to, just please leave a message down in the description. If you make your own route or service or whatever, email me, send me the link, and I will put it in here, and I will give credit to you, and I will upload it and just put it in I'll put a playlist up that says like subscribers or people, something to the effect that comes from a watcher or a subscriber or a player, and I will do that. And maybe that's something I could do on a live stream as well. My subscribers are moving slowly but surely. There's a lot of you watching, but you're not subscribing. Right now I'm getting about 800 views a day, but only 3% of you are subscribed to the channel. So if more of you could subscribe, you don't have to worry about me doing anything with your information. The only thing you would get in an email from me is to let you know that I have a stream coming up or a video that popped up that I completed. That's it. I will never bother you for anything else. So I think that pretty much covers just about everything that I wanted to talk about. For some of you that do like flight simming on top of train simming, that's a plus. I did talk about doing Farm Simulator on top of that, but with everything so busy with the Train Sim World, and with Prepared 3D version 6, which is a flight simulator coming up, which I believe it's going to be released at the beginning of next month or the middle of next month. And I'm waiting on a few planes that I played from the previous version of P3D to be moved over to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I'm a big person when it comes to Flight Simulator. I like to jump into the plane, program the plane, and take off and let the plane auto land wherever I'm flying it to. I'm a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of just getting in a little plane and just tooting around in the air and somewhere. I always like to learn something new if I possibly can. But I really, really, really appreciate all the watchers, the 31 subscribers that I have right now. I want to thank all of you for all your support. And my channel's only been here for a month, so that's a good thing. But I'm trying to bring something good to the community, especially the trains community and flight sim community. So please, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If I don't reply right away, I probably didn't see it right away. But usually I would get an email telling me that I have a message. But I will try to respond to you as quick as I can. And if you want to help out the channel, I've already discussed all that. And I will start doing at least a monthly update until I get these uploaded. And then after I hit 100 subscribers, I plan on doing at least a live stream once a week. And it will either be on trains or flight sim. And maybe when I do a live stream, I can do a custom route that you out there have created. Or we can go over on how to create one ourselves and maybe do something with the livery designer. So I appreciate all your time tonight. I'm here in Florida, and it's 2:31 a.m. Monday morning, and I will get this up as soon as I can. I appreciate everything you're doing, and have a good night. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.